Without even looking at cryptocurrency, there's more US dollars in the economy than there are US dollars in print, and that's debt and investments. Banks can loan more than they have and can invest everything you deposit. Fractional reserve banking is the concept that a bank needs to keep some of your deposit on hand and can loan out the rest. In the US, that percentage is currently 0, and it's set by the Federal Reserve. So whatever money you have in your bank account, banks don't need to hold on to any of it. There's no need to panic, as currently banks are not lending out everything. They must be keeping enough on hand, but that doesn't mean that couldn't change. The US is not insulated from bank runs, which is when many customers withdraw their money from the banks, and the banks don't have enough money to return to their customers. It happened in China in 2022, and even more recently in the US in 2023. Silicon Valley Bank was mostly invested in long-term securities that became underwater when the Federal Reserve increased interest rates. First Republic lent out more money than it had. When people heard the news, they immediately went to go get their money out, and because too many came, the banks essentially collapsed. In 2024, Republic First Bank, not to be confused with First Republic Bank, closed as well for the same reasons. In the past 20 years, many stalwart financial institutions crashed, and government intervention was needed to save them. The Fed had to insure any lost money, and it sold the assets for cheap to other banks. This happened with the 2007 to 2008 Great Recession, and banking bad practices also contributed to the Great Depression. If panic sets in and everyone goes to grab their money, whether from banks or your investment accounts, they could collapse, and the government typically steps in to bail those financial institutions out. Regardless of your political affiliation, you'll want the government to bail out your money and your livelihood. So if you want to see a change, you're going to have to vote. But not with your dollars, because that won't do it. We'll talk more about how money isn't guaranteed by any substance such as gold, and the impacts of switching to a full reserve system. But for now, these are my 2 minutes.